everybody, Rune the Gaming Dad from the ARK Trade Federation. Today we're going over a video I've wanted to do for some time, and it's just kind of comparing which dinos get the most amount of metal and different ways to gather it and smelt it just for speed or for just sheer amounts of metal you can get. So let's get started. So first dino we have here is a Magmasaur. So 600% melee, quite high. It's been bred over time, so pretty good melee on that Magmasaur. We also have an Anky with 1569% melee. Again, another one of our dinos that's been bred over time. And then we also have the new Tek Stryder. So just three different ways that you can gather. So let's just compare the three. So first is our Anky, and we are on official servers, so there is no event going on right now. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this video, is to kind of do a base comparison. So as we tank the Anky out, just hit 2 metal nodes, and we'll put him back in line. Just the amount of metal from an Anky, a great dino, starter dino even. You know, you got 400 metal just from 2 nodes, so a good fair amount of metal even on a non-event time on an official server. So now let's try the Magmasaur. We'll waddle him into place here, and we're just going to hit 2 metal nodes as well. And you can see that's 916 metal, so double the amount. So much better with a Magmasaur if you have the ability to get one. So now let's jump on the Stryder and see what the Stryder can get. And we'll go ahead and hit those metal nodes there, and see we get 412 metal. So again, the Stryder is great because of just the sheer amount of speed that you can gather. You can basically use the resource gathering beam, hit it once and gather a lot. So, but clearly the Magmasaur is the choice, and you can also transfer automatically the Tek Stryder to any tech dedicated storage that's linked. So if you're linking this to metal, as soon as you gather it, it's going to take it away. So so now let's talk about smelting a little bit. So obviously the Magmasaur is the dino of choice when it comes to gathering metal. The reason why I'm putting meat in the inventory is because the Magmasaur has the ability to smelt metal in its own inventory. The new update to ARK does increase the smelting ability of the Magmasaur. And as you can see, we just enabled smelting now, and you can see there's already 1 metal already smelted, which is great. So kind of smelting on the go. If you just have the Magmasaur and you want to do this, the only, I guess, downfall to smelting with the Magmasaur is, for one, it's very slow. So you can see here, just in the time frame that we've started smelting, we have 3. That's really it. It's not bad, but you're really not getting a lot of bang for the buck with the Magmasaur. Now, you can smelt metal and collect metal at the same time. So, oh, looks like we've got ourselves a little good old official server lag spike. There we go. Let's get the Magmasaur back into place here. So again, the Magmasaur can smelt as well as gather metal. So if you just, this metal node is near our base, so if we really just wanted to walk the Magmasaur over here, we could. But without a doubt, the Magmasaur just rakes when it comes to getting metal. So, and let's dump off our stone here so we can actually move around. And it has a great weight reduction for metal too. So, but just a very, very large amount of metal. However, if the smelting process with the Magmasaur also uses up a lot of food, so that's why I threw the raw meat into its inventory. It's cooking the meat, but look how much raw meat it's just consuming by smelting. I mean, we're already at 40, and it just keeps ticking up and up and up and up and up. So while it's convenient to have the Magmasaur smelt the metal for you, you can see how much food it drains just by doing that process. So what is the best way to smelt the metal that you have? So obviously the best way to smelt your metal is if you use an industrial forge. If you don't have an industrial forge, if you're still a low level and you don't have either the materials or the engram to use it, you can use a refining forge. The Magmasaur tends to fall kind of in the middle between a refining forge and the industrial forge. So we just threw a stack of metal in here just to kind of see the speed in which this thing goes. So obviously you've got 20 metal really quickly. So without a doubt, it is by far the best way to go when you want to smelt your metal. So now the question becomes, what's the best bang for the buck when it comes to the dinos that you have? And are you after speed, or are you after the amount of metal? So just to kind of give you what we do in our tribe, I'll show you. So right here we've got our skiff. So if you've got a skiff and you have an access to a Tek Stryder and a Magmasaur, this is a great way to go. Some people will take the Magmasaur and they'll actually use the skiff to carry it around, and that's one way to go. So you can even do 2 people, so you can have one person riding the skiff and the other person riding the Magmasaur, and the person can literally use the carry beam on the skiff to carry the other person around, and they just fly them around and let them gather metal like crazy. But what if you're solo? So here we've got the Magmasaur, and we're in that same spot we just were. So, you know, we're really comparing apples to apples here. Let's get this terror bird out of the way. So as you can see, the Magmasaur, this is a pretty good little metal node. We're on the Valguero map on official settings, and it just really just gathers like crazy. So we're going to get rid of all the stone in the inventory here so we can actually move the Magmasaur around. But I mean, in a really short period of time with not a lot of metal nodes, we're just gathering a ton of metal. So what we can do now is we have that metal. We brought our Tek Stryder with us, and we put the Magmasaur in a cryopod. And unfortunately, the Tek Stryder can't be cryopoded. So we use the skiff to carry the Tek Stryder to the metal locations. Now, conventional logic is just use the Stryder to gather the metal and send it back to your base. But if you have the time, and you can see we've got 112 metal in our dedicated storage, and it's linked. So every time we put in metal, it's automatically sending it back to base. So it doesn't necessarily have to be gathered for the Stryder to send it back. Just as long as it has metal in its inventory, it's sending it back. So we're just going to, you can use tech pants here. You can use a whip. Tech pants to be encumbered with metal and walk to your Stryder. If you dump it all out, use a whip to pick it up, you can do that. But we went from we'd have 3,600 metal in like no time. So comparative to the Stryder, so if speed is what you want, and you don't have the time to, you just want to get a good amount of metal fairly quickly, you can see we're just in seconds messing around with the Stryder here. We've gotten 2,000 plus metal. So the Magmasaur gets more, but it does take more time. Whereas the Stryder, you can go super fast and gather metal and get out of dodge really quick. So it just kind of depends on what you're after. So we can kind of do some more comparison here. Just, again, if you can get your hands on a Magmasaur, it's so much better, so much easier. Again, but it does take more time. But like I said, if you're in for the long haul, you're trying to build your base out of metal, you know, it is by far the best way to go. And like I said, smelting on the Magmasaur, if you have no other option, if you, like I said, you don't have your industrial forge yet, you're still stuck with refining forges, obviously the Magmasaur can smelt with you as long as you have the meat to keep up with it. So we're going to dump this metal off into from the Magmasaur into the Stryder. And we started with 112 metal, and we've been going for, I mean, minutes, not very long at all, minutes. And you can see here just close to, right now we're at 7,600 metal in our dedicated storage back at the base. I'm sure it's going to be more than that once we're done. Yeah, we're well over 8,000 metal. So if you have the ability, we just freeze the Magmasaur in a cryopod. And I always bring along the GPA, the Giga Protection Agency, just in case. It's good to clear everything out. But we'll freeze the Giga here as well. And then we're going to carry the Stryder. We'll carry the Stryder back to base. But you can't just carry the Stryder to the next metal area. And if you're on PC, you right-click to activate the beam, and once you get those little green arrows, you're kind of good to go. And then you right-click again to drag it up to you. And then you just fly back to base. So, super easy stuff. That's how we gather metal. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider liking and subscribing. We like putting out these videos, and hopefully we can do a lot more. But again, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video.